Welcome to Stonewatch. Today we're talking about the movie Bullet Train. If you haven't already, please smash the subscribe button and click on that bell so you can notify for future videos. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up. And yes, after going to the movie theaters and checking out Bullet Train opening weekend, I gotta say this was one wild ass ride. And yes, the pun was intended. I mean, from the moment the train left the station, it was Mr. Toad's wild ride. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there was a lot of action in this thing. There was a lot of some funny moments in this movie. I mean, some of the jokes felt pretty good. Some of them weren't really all that great. But for the most part, this thing was a lot of fun. I mean, this is my first David Leitch film after checking out his filmography. This is like the first movie I've ever seen that he's actually ever done. So I didn't really have much to go on, but this felt like a Guy Richie, like Quentin Tarantino-esque like type movie, especially with the time jumps when it went kind of like back and forth, like every character almost got a backstory. Even I thought it was funny how like the guy was like wants to tell you a backstory and Brad Pitt's like, nope, you surely. He was trying to like make it word differently to get them to tell the story. He's like, no, I'm good. I don't need to hear it. But he ended up telling me anyway. But I thought it was kind of funny how they kind of made fun of that. And I thought it was kind of neat how every single character kind of got like a title card like thing, if you will. I mean, their name would pop up like right here, or like their character name would be in English and Japanese, which kind of makes sense considering where the story is taking place in the movie. But it was kind of weird. That gave it like this anime feel and what have you. But for the most part, this movie was actually pretty good. I mean, it was a lot of fun, a lot of action. It was pretty funny. But the only thing is, I think, it clocked in a little over 2 hours long. I think they could have chopped off at least a good 20 minutes, maybe. I mean, what 20 minutes would that be? I don't know. But it was a little bit long. There are no credit scenes, and I stay and watch. I don't know why I do that to myself, but I've been doing that with every single movie I go to. Not every single movie is an MCU movie with credit scenes, right? But I stay every single time just to make sure. Bullet Train is a 2022 American action comedy directed by David Leitch, with a screenplay written by Zak Olkewicz, based on the Japanese novel Maria Beetle, published in English as Bullet Train by Kotaro Isaka. Bullet Train was initially developed by Antoine Fuqua, who produced the film through his Fuqua Films banner. It also was originally intended to be a violent R-rated action thriller film in the same vein as Die Hard, but the project turned into a light-hearted action comedy film during the development process. It was announced in June 2020 that Sony Pictures hired David Leitch to direct adaptation of the Kotaro Isaka novel from the screenplay by Zak Olkewicz, and Brad Pitt being cast in the film that following month. Joey King entered negotiations to join a role described as a supporting role on a cameo level. In September, Andrew Koji was added, with Aaron Taylor-Johnson and Brian Tree Henry joining in October. In November 2020, Zazie Beetz, Masayoka, Michael Shannon, Logan Lerman, and Hiroyuki Sanada joined the cast, with Leitch revealing in December that Karen Fukuhara had also joined and that John Cena would serve as the cinematographer. That same month, Bad Bunny was also added to the cast, and Sandra Bullock joined the following year in February to replace Lady Gaga, who dropped out due to scheduling conflicts with House of Gucci. Production for Bullet Train began in October of 2020 in Los Angeles. During the COVID-19 pandemic, filming started in November of 2020 and wrapped in March of 2021. According to the film's stunt coordinator, Greg Redemater, Pitt performed 95% of his own stunts in the film.
You stab me?
Bullet Train premiered in the United States at the Gremlin Chinese Theater on August 1st of 2022 and was released in the United States on August 5th, 2022 by Sony Pictures Releasing. The film received mixed reviews from the critics. Starring in this movie, Brad Pitt, Joey King, Aaron Taylor-Johnson, Brian Trey Henry, Andrew Koji, Michael Shannon, Benito Antonio Martinez Ocasio, aka Bad Bunny, Masayoka, Zazie Beetz, Logan Lerman, Hiroyuki Sanada, and Sandra Bullock, just to name a few. Now, so far in its opening weekend, Bullet Train is sitting with a Rotten Tomatoes score at 54% out of 231 critics so far reporting in. Now, only a little over half of the critics actually like this movie, which I could kind of see. Now, over on the audience side, it's sitting with a score of 79% with 500 plus fans so far telling you what they think. Now, I like this movie. I thought this movie was a lot of fun. It's not my number one movie of the year. I mean, maybe in the top 10 for the year, but so far Top Gun Maverick is still my number one movie of this year. It was really cool to see Masayoka make an appearance in this movie. Now, when I was doing show prep before I went to go make this video and I saw he was actually in the cast, I'm I'm like, oh, that's cool. And then when I saw him in the movie and what part he actually had, I'm going, that's it. I don't know what I was expecting, but it was really cool to see him in this movie. I mean, I loved him on the show Heroes. I mean, Save the Cheerleaders, Save the World, right? I mean, that show was awesome. I love that show. Even after like the first season, some people like dissed that show. I still liked it. So like I said, the rest of this cast was pretty damn cool. I mean, Michael Shannon was an awesome villain in this movie, and I thought it was pretty funny. Spoilers on how he thought that Brad Pitt's character was the guy that he was looking for, only to come to find out that he's not the guy that he was looking for. It was kind of like a Dante moment. Man, I'm not even supposed to be here, like type thing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I thought that was pretty funny. Andrew Koji was pretty damn awesome in this movie. He's still my most favorite part of that Snake Eyes movie that came out a while back. I mean, I did a video on it, and then yes, that is a topic for a whole nother video, and I did one, so check it out. This was a pretty damn fun movie, a little bit longer than what it really needed to be quite honest with you. Now, with a budget of $85 to $90 million, we'll have to wait and see how this thing performs at the box office within here the next week or two before we find out they actually gonna make a sequel to it, right? I mean, they kind of left it open at the end. If they really wanted to, they could. Maybe. I mean, maybe. And who knows? Depending on how well it does at the box office, right? So all in all, man, I had a lot of fun with this movie. 15 or 2, I went matinee, mainly because I'm cheap. But it was worth the matinee price that I paid for it. I mean, I had a lot of fun with this movie. It was, other than being a little bit too long, I liked it. So, did you see the movie Bullet Train starring Brad Pitt? Let me know in the comments down below. I mean, what'd you think about this movie? Did you like it? Let me know in the comments down below. And do you think it deserves a sequel? I know we gotta wait to see how it does at the box office, but just going by what you saw, do you think it should get one? Let me know in the comments down below. I mean, again, I thought this movie was actually pretty good. So, let me know what you think in the comments down below.